All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the updated, new and improved guide for the Bloodalytics trend service. I'm doing this video because after a month of being live, I've gotten a lot of questions, feedback, comments, so on and so forth that's helped me understand where the gaps were in the last tutorial for you guys to understand how to effectively utilize this powerful signal. And so I wanted to do another one for you guys, an updated one that is based on Fairdesk exchange. This is where I trade. This is where majority of our Bloodalytics members trade. It is important to understand this one fact. I want to say this out the gate before we get into how to trade it, how to look at the Telegram room and read the alerts. The number one thing for you to understand and for you to be successful with the Bloodalytics trading system is money management. You have to make this top priority for your strategy to work, meaning you don't want to overtrade your account. And when I mean overtrade, I mean putting half your account on the line for one trade, or even a quarter of your account on don't try to hit the home run on every trade. It is literally a marathon, not a sprint. I know that's so cliche, but it is so true. You want to make this a lifestyle. You want to make this potentially, no guarantees, but potentially an additional source of income for you. There are no guarantees. All the performance that I have shown you on the website here is all back tested data. These are simulation trades, but these will be the trades that we make going forward. But I have to make that clear that past performance is not indicative of future results. So I have to make that disclaimer just because legally I have to. Okay, I'm not promising you anything. This all could fail tomorrow, but it's highly unlikely that it will. But again, I have to make these disclaimers to you guys. So again, if you're watching this video, most likely you've signed up and I've sent you a direct message on Telegram, and I've sent you the link to the actual trading view chart that you want to bookmark and save. You want to use that as your visual reference guide for your trade, so you can just visually and spatially understand where we are within the trades. You're going to get your trades in the Telegram room that you've been invited to. It will be the room called the Bloodalytics Trade Log. This is the room where all your alerts happen. They're pushed there in real time, right when the time to buy, sell, or we got stopped out, or we're taking half our profits. All that will be in this room. I suggest that for this room in Telegram, you change the notifications to a sound that is obnoxious, a sound that you've never heard before, something crazy, because this will get you into the routine of knowing exactly when you hear that sound, you know it's time to make a trade. For me, I personally have a cat screeching sound, like it's a cat going really loud. People always like look around. Is that a cat? What did I hear? Something that is out of the ordinary as far as notifications that you may hear from your phone. Do that. It's going to help get you trained audibly to know it's time to make a trade. The other room you've been invited to would be the Bloodalytics members chat, and this is simply for individuals looking to just talk about trades, ask questions, all of that. You have my full and undivided attention in this chat room. You have any questions during the course of your membership, you can ask me or the community. We are more than happy to help you. So before talking about actual trades and the best practices to make while trading with Bloodalytics, we need to talk about TradingView, because TradingView is important from a visual standpoint. And if you want to see these charts properly, meaning the correct time frame, it's a 13-minute chart, you have to have at minimum a pro account. Okay, pro accounts start at $14.95 a month, and of course these amounts may change in the future, but at the time of recording, this is the cost of a pro account. You're at minimum going to need a pro, and that will allow you to see the two indicators on the Bitcoin chart and the two indicators on the Ethereum versus USD chart. Any subsequent pairs that we add, I will just issue out a new link just to keep the cost down for you guys, because I could, require you guys to do a Pro Plus, which is at $30 a month, and you get 10 indicators on one chart link. But we're just going to keep it simple as possible. $14.95 a month, 5 indicators. That will squeeze you in the 2 indicators per chart that's required for Bloodalytics. The second component to this Bloodalytics system is, of course, the exchange. Now, you can use whatever exchange you want, okay? There's no requirement there. If you feel comfortable using some other exchange, you may. But the tutorial will be based on using Fairdesk, and there is a link in the description below for that. If you use that link, it is my affiliate link, and you will get additional rebates for trading with Fairdesk. Every day you get a kickback. Highly suggested that you use Fairdesk for your trading, and you'll see why. Of course, some of these features are available on other exchanges, so it's all up to you, but the recommended exchange is Fairdesk. Once you have your account funded and you're ready to rock and roll, the first thing you want to do is go over to the charts. Okay, the link that I provided you will show you what is going on visually with our current trades. Now, most likely when you sign up, we probably will be in a trade at some point. I suggest not entering a trade at the time you join, just to get in. Wait for the next trade. This is the caveat for that, unless we are very close to the entry point or below the entry point of a particular trade. Sometimes we get into trades, as you guys will see here. We went short on Bitcoin and we ended up moving against our position. We went short and it went up, so we're in the red in this scenario. In these candles here, you would ideally want to enter the trade at that point, because there's little risk to reward in a scenario like that. Now, if we, you purchase the Bloodalytics and we're all the way down here or even further down, I would say just wait for the next trade. And I'll go through how to determine how far you are from the entry point and all of that here in a second. But I just want to make that clear right away. Don't just go jump in a trade, because we ultimately use these dotted lines as the green dotted line for long trades. We use that as a marker for our stop losses. And again, I'll get into all of that. We had a very, very good day at the time of recording. This is the night of the FOMC meeting that occurred earlier in the day on Wednesday, September 21st. So there was a lot of action, but we made out very well in today's sequence of trades, and I'll go through all of that in here in a second. And so the first thing you need to know and understand within FairDesk is your default settings for your trades, or what settings you need to click in order to make a trade properly with Bloodalytics. First thing first, you're going to want to, and this is a demo account here, but you're going to want to star or favorite the Ethereum versus USDT and the Bitcoin versus USDT pairs. That way they will be shown at the top there on the desktop, and in the drop down on mobile, I believe you'll be able to see them first. So those two pairs, or any other pairs that we may add in the future, you want to star those so you get quick access to them. The second thing you want to understand with this trading system is that all trades are market orders. We don't have time. We don't want to wait. We don't want to miss filling our order because we're trying to get a limit order in. Market orders are suggested or recommended, whatever you want to call it. They are recommended. So if you see over in the top right corner, you want to click default is going to be a limit order. You want to click the market order, and above that you'll see your leverage amounts. You can stay on cross, but make sure your leverage is roughly 50x. 55x is fine. I'll explain more on that later. So make it 55x and you'll be good to go there. The next step you want, and this is very critical, because in the instance of this demo account, there's $482 in the account. Okay, that's the available balance, I should say. There are no trades open, so it's going to be your full balance available. What you're going to want to do, and of course I'm assuming you've deposited your funds into your account and you've moved those deposited funds from your wallet account to your account. Your account is where you actually trade. That's your margin account. That is where you actually trade your funds. So when you deposit funds, I think by default they are in your wallet account. You'll need to move whatever portion over to your margin account, and you'll be ready to go, and you'll see that credited in your available balance ledger there. The next and most critical part in your trading is, as I told you at the beginning, is your money management. It is highly suggested that you trade by percentages of your account, so margin costs. The easiest way to have your trades proportion to our rule of 10% or less is to use the sliding bar. It is available right below the amount. If you use the sliding bar, you don't have to adjust the drop down to margin costs. You can just simply use the sliding bar and it'll do 10% or 5% of your available balance. With that being said, if you move over to 10%, you'll see below it says cost for this trade. That's the margin you're putting up, is 41 bucks. That's roughly 10% of your available balance times your leverage. So that will give you the actual amount you are trading in that particular pair. So in every trade, you want to make sure you do a market order. You have your leverage set to 50 to 55x, somewhere around there, and slide your scale over to 10% or lower. You can do even lower, but I wouldn't go higher than 10% because remember, we're trading two pairs at the time of recording, but eventually we will have 5 pairs. You know, when we get up into more pairs, I will suggest that you lower your percentage so that we keep things in a healthy balance. So if we're trading 5 pairs, you're probably going to want to do every trade at 5% instead of 10%. The more pairs we add, the lower you want that to go. Now you may be asking, okay, CB, why such a small amount of my available balance? Because just because the balance is there, you don't want to use the whole balance. You're going to blow your account. We will hit losing streaks, and I'm going to explain how the algorithm works and the stats and performance of the algorithm so you get an understanding of how it works. You can ask anyone in the channel right now in the members room what they use for their percentages, and it's not going to be a lot. It's going to be 10% or less, and they're still most likely making huge gains with their account. So that's the misconception. That's the rookie mistake. You're trading too much. You may have a great strategy. It actually works and is profitable, but you overtrade it And when you hit a losing streak, yeah, it looks good on the way up, but when you hit a losing streak, you lose that same oversized trading amount, and then you're back to square one. And what happens is, because you're still trading at those larger percentages, you're going to draw down your account even more. And what people end up doing is drawing their account down 50%, 60%, because you're going to have losing streaks. They then reduce their size at that point when you're down. So it's going to take you even more time to get back to break even. So keeping it at a very modest, and that's not even modest to be honest with you, in traditional markets or traditional active trading portfolios, 2%, 5% max. That is very risky. So this is actually highly aggressive, even at 10% per trade. So you may even want to do 5% and get familiar with the system and how to place trades, and then scale up to 10% is a suggestion of mine. So again, the scale to 10% is good enough. And all you do with a market order selected, you would simply wait for the next signal to hit. So let's walk through a trade right now. So we're waiting for the next trade. You just signed up for Bloodalytics and you're looking for the next trade. We're already in a short trade, but we're just going to wait until the next trade opens for us. This trade just so happened in the middle of a great short trade, as you guys can see here, but we're just going to wait for the next trade to come in, and then we will go the opposite direction, which is long. You'll see a green arrow and a label under it that says buy, and that will initiate an alert in the trade log room. And this happened on September 19th at 6:30 a.m. So let's go ahead over to the chat room and look for that particular trade. So as you guys see here, there is an alert that comes in. It has a green dot and an up arrow. That just means buy or go long on ticker BTC USDT, and it just gives you a reference point as far as when that occurred. So if you're just looking at it really quickly, you don't want to go to the chart right away, you can see if you're very far away from it or not. You can still use that as a reference point to see where the actual trade was entered. So at that point, you would go to your FairDesk account, hit market, because by default it will be on limit. You want to go market, you want to go 10%, and you just want to click the buy button, and it will immediately fill that order. The next thing you need to do, absolutely mandatory guys, is right after filling that order, just go ahead and click the TP/SL. That is take profit stop loss. Click the icon with the pencil, and you're going to want to, under the stop loss region, put in the price of the stop loss. How do you find that? Well, you go back to the chart. Eventually I'll do an upgrade to the trade log in Telegram to include the stop loss in there, but you want to basically take your cursor and look for those green dotted lines below your long position, and that will denote what your stop loss is for that trade. I typically would suggest, because this chart is on the Coinbase price feed. FairDesk doesn't use just one price feed. They use an aggregated price of maybe 4 or 5 exchanges. So you want to put that stop loss maybe a little bit below or outside the stop loss that is shown on the chart. So I'm going to put in 18,415. So I'm going back over to here, and I will put in 18,415. Now, because we're doing this on a trade that happened days ago, it is not going to show the max amount you would lose. But when you type in that number, it's going to show you and give you an idea of how much you're going to lose on that trade if the trade goes against us. So if that number looks way too big, you're not comfortable with that, maybe cut your size of your trade in half, and you can do that. Actually, you can go ahead and finish the stop loss. You hit confirm, and then maybe if you want to reduce your size, you can go into advanced close, change this to market, and hit 50%. If you want to sell half that will reduce your loss by half as well. Hit confirm, and that will adjust it that way for you. It will reduce your risk by half. If you want to do it by 25%, you can do it that way. But that is the way you want to do every trade. So that is for a long trade. You want to hit that green button, buy / and or long. It has to be a market order. And the same thing applies for a sell trade. Sell trade would be something like up here where we saw the red arrow and the sell label. You would want to click the sell button, market, sell button, 10%, same thing. Very quickly. That's all you want to do. No emotions involved. It's strategic, it's robotic, it is quant trading. This is what it's all about, ladies and gentlemen. We're taking the emotions out of it. So let's fast forward through this trade and hit the play button and see how this pans out for us. We hit a point where we're ready to take 50% of our trade off the table, lock in those gains. We never know if the markets are going to move back against us and go hit the stop loss. At least we mitigate some of our losses by taking profit up here when you see that purple or magenta dot, and it'll have a label that says take half your profits, and you will get an alert that tells you to take profits. You'll see an alert that looks something like this: action X 1/2, meaning close half of your position on the ticker symbol BTC USDT at this particular price. So when you get that alert, you want to go over to FairDesk and you want to click advanced close. Now on the desktop, you're going to be easily able to see the 25, 50, 75, 100% buttons. That is the easiest way to do it, because on the mobile, you're going to have to do it in your head. On mobile, once you click the advanced close, it's going to show the entire amount that you have on there. You'll have to do some quick math and just maybe do eyeball it and say this is 0.053. You'll want to do maybe 0.025 as half. If you're on the run, you're just going to have to do this in your head, okay? At this point, the mobile version of the app doesn't have percentages. Maybe that's something I can work with them on getting placed in there. But on the desktop and on the tablet, that's where I trade primarily. You're going to just go ahead and click the 50%, and you're going to make sure that is an order type of market, meaning it's going to execute right away. We're not going to wait for a limit order at that particular price to fill. We want to execute right away. So you click market, you click 50%, and you click confirm, and boom, that's going to close half your position, and you're good. That's it. You've locked in your gains. You can let the rest of the trade play out, as you'll see here. So at this point, we've basically gone short. We want to sell now. We want to take a short trade on this particular long trade we're in. So this strategy that I have designed here is what's called a non-hedging strategy. So we don't keep two orders of the same pair open, two opposite sides of the trade open. So if we're long and then we turn around and go short, you want to close your long position, okay, fully out, lock in the rest of those gains. In this scenario, that will be the case, and then turn around and open a short position. I would literally just go down here, do a quick close on the remaining position that was long, and then make sure it's on market, 10%, sell short. Same thing. And in this case, you're going to want to find the values around the red dots this time, because that is your stop loss on the downside or on the upside for a short position. So in this case, the short position stop loss is at 1968.1. So I'm going to go over here, go to my stop loss, put in 1968.1, and it'll tell you how much you're going to lose. Hit confirm, and you're done. You want to do that for both pairs, Ethereum versus USDT, Bitcoin versus USDT. It's the same few steps on every trade, and you'll see that particular trade here in the trade log at 11:54 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It told us to go short on Bitcoin there at that price. Okay, so these alerts will come in real time to your phone, to your desktop, wherever you have Telegram installed, and that's it. That's as easy as that. And of course, you may ask about trades that occur. Maybe you're in a position overnight, you're going to sleep. Of course, you can't maintain those trades, so you're just going to want to make sure you have your stop losses in and try to check those trades in the morning to see if we've gone the other direction. You want to make sure though that if you're looking to get into a new trade, that we're not too far away from the entry point. When I say not too far away, what does that actually mean? Well, in this case, I'm going to go ahead and play through this trade. So if you wake up and you miss this short here and you say, I want to get into this trade, just use the ruler bar and just kind of figure out how far away you are from the trade. This is about 0.6% away. That's going to put your risk at losing 2.25 essentially % on this trade. That's pushing it. You could enter that one, maybe just enter in with less money, so you're not using the full 10% because you're so far away. Maybe do 5% on this trade because you're further away from the stop loss. Now, if you're higher and you're closer to the stop loss and we've entered this trade, you could add a little bit more, maybe 15%, 12%. It's up to you, but you're basically risking less because you're closer to the stop loss. If you end up getting stopped out, it'll be equivalent to if you entered down here at 10% of your margin. So I hope that makes sense. It's going to take some time for you to get used to it. Don't go in guns a-blazing. Ease your way into the system. Trade light initially. Get used to the orders and placing them and putting the stop loss in. That's so important. Every trade, you want to do that. That's your protection. The markets, some news could come out and it goes completely the opposite way, and you don't want to blow your account because you didn't have your stop loss protection in there. That's just part of the game. You need to make sure that is part of your habit every time you place a trade. So there you have it. That should be a more comprehensive tutorial of trading with Bloodalytics on Fairdesk. Link in the description below for Fairdesk if you want to sign up with that really quickly and fund your account. They are open to US citizens. They have a license to trade in the United States and sure as well. So if you have any further questions, please hit me up in the chat room. I'm there to help you guys. Your boy Crypto Blood. I'm out of here. Ha!